What up, fam? How you going? Jujubear here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Naked Men in the Wild. We are getting insane here. No clothes whatsoever, just a loincloth. Nah, joking. We're just back in Total War Rome 2. I brought the NERVII. And I brought I think it was like a large funds battle. I didn't really set any rules for this one. I think it was a quick battle. My opponent has brought Roman Ballista. And a couple of these like Soci Equites Extraordinari and Legionary Cav. One on each flank, sorry. He's brought Triari, one on each flank, and in the center he's got Veteran Legionnaires and a couple of Armored Legionnaires and a Legatus. Now, in my build, I've brought 3 of these Germanic Scout Riders. I've separated my army into 2 sections. I was hoping to use this against an opponent that kind of had a not a good build, but a serious Roman, like a proper Roman build, I suppose. Where I was surrounded and kind of get different angles to shoot on my opponent. But unfortunately, this kind of worked out to be a match where you know, you play against a noob. It was pretty fun actually. So I got Celtic Singer on this side, Celtic Warriors, backing them up to Levy Freeman, Mighty Horse, and an Oathsworn. I've got pretty much the same thing over here, except there's only one Mighty Horse. In the center we've got Oathsworn, Mighty Horse, and a Naked Warrior. And that's hopefully going to be kind of like a fake front that my opponent can kind of pay attention to while I get around the flanks. Now, what I'm doing here is getting some pretty nice shots into these Soci Equites Extraordinari. What I'm hoping to do is just get some kills on these units, and I'm also hoping to get into these Roman Ballista. They've started opening fire on my mercenary Scout Riders, and they're starting to get a couple of kills here. Boom. There goes another one. So if I can make sure I deal with that unit before anything else, I should be in a good spot. So just being a bit annoying. We'll check it out from above, what my micro is doing. But I was just basically trying to get into any gap that I can. So I'm just trying to thread that gap. It looks like I can see one here, so I'm going to go for it. Maybe one there. And my opponent's just using his big, heavy, very heavy, medium cavalry to try and catch me, but it's not really helping him out so much. So let's just put this on forward. At this point, my army's just kind of walking towards the Romans. I'm not really in much of a hurry. The longer that I spend out of range of that artillery unit, the better, really. So yeah, you can see I'm getting some nice shots in here. I actually managed to get into the artillery at this point with one of my Germanic Scout Riders. And I'm going to start to try and kill off a number of these Roman Ballista engineers at this point. I don't know if they've got how many kills. 10 kills, though most of those will be on the enemy cav. I managed to extricate them, but I didn't actually finish off these units. They managed to survive, which is a bit unfortunate. Very hard to kill, actually. It might be because of the way that my units charged in and bunched around the ballistas a little bit. But it looks like they've left their artillery piece for the moment. Again, just charging units in. This is a really nice looking map. I had this, what's it called? Battle of Ars, but it's in autumn. And the trees are like a really nice color. Just a very nice, like, cinematic kind of setting for this battle. So Triari going to come in here and chase off my Germanic Scout Riders. Never going to get kills throwing javelins at Triari. So at this point, I'm almost in position. Yeah, so what I've got is like a number of different contingents. So one over there, one over here, and then kind of a few in the middle. What I'm hoping to do is I don't want to commit all my units at once, because the Roman would kind of excel in that kind of engagement where they're fighting up in a big old blob of units. So yeah, getting some nice shots in here with my Celtic Slingers there, finishing off that Legionary Cav. So what I'm hoping to do is send in a couple of units, get into combat, and then just have another few units waiting in the rears, because I definitely outnumber my opponent here. 2 to 1, I reckon. If I can deal with his cav, then I should be sitting pretty nice for the rest of the match. The Roman Ballista is back, and I don't know what it's trying to shoot here. It's probably trying to shoot this Scout Rider again. Let's just minimize that. Okay, cool. So we've got this mighty horse. Very nice vantage over here. Just watching my Celtic slingers firing into, what's that unit over there? That's the extraordinary. The ballista's starting to fire into a number of my units. What's he firing at? I'm not entirely sure there. Probably the scout riders. Yeah, you can see my scout riders trying to get into the rear there. Not doing a great job. I mean, I've got a couple of them just kind of making their way around. They are very light, so the Roman cav are never going to be able to catch them. It's kind of interesting looking at the battle from this vantage point. But yeah, you can see how many kills we got. 33 on that unit, 6 on this unit, 26 over there. They've still got a fair bit of ammo, if I remember correctly. I've lost a lot of units in this one. Let's go on to forward. Yep, looks like the Roman's going to prepare for an assault. I think I was trying to get some shots on this Praetorian cav with my Celtic slinger. Oh, man, they are on fire like you wouldn't believe. So I'm going to pull back with my Celtic slinger just so I don't get into range of these armored legionnaires. I think again, here we go. So I got my Germanic scout riders into combat with the giant ballista. They took last couple of shots into my men, but it was all in vain. I'm going to get some very nice shots into the rear of this Celtic slinger, into the rear of this Roman unit. Let's see if we can catch a couple of these deaths here. Boom, lots of HP damage done there. The armor piercing of the Celtic slings are going to be doing their work at this point. So definitely softening up these targets. Finally starting to get some kills. Losing a couple of my Germanic scout riders. Just want to make sure that I can finish off that Roman ballista. Looks like I've shattered it finally. So at this point I'm getting a little bit tired of going back and forth. I may as well just engage him head on. So I do have the skirmishing advantage. He does have the cav advantage still. If I can manage to subdue that advantage, then I should be looking at a good place for the rest of the match. These guys look so fucking cool, the armored legionnaires. I must admit, they look very cool. What do we say? Okay, so getting some shots in here with my Celtic slingers. I think I'm going to switch targets here and start firing on the Soci Equites Extraordinary, just because they don't have a missile block chance. And what I'm going to do is meet them head on with my own mighty horse, just to get rid of their charge. I think they were going to try and charge at my Celtic slingers. They actually managed to find their way through somehow. And I'm going to pile on top of him with a couple of Celtic warriors. He hasn't engaged just yet with the rest of his units, his armored legionnaires and Praetorians. So I'm going to start wrapping around a couple of different units, getting ready for a charge. Over on this flank, we've managed to catch the Soci Equites with my Levy Freeman. Going to get a nice charge in here with my Celtic warriors against these Triari. That's probably a good engagement, actually. Feeling good about that. Over here, we've got Oswan coming up against armored legionnaires. And Levy Freeman going to get destroyed by veteran legionnaires. So, again, just keeping units in reserve. Managing to kill off this Soci Equites Extraordinary. Got my mighty horse up the back. I do have one Oswan kind of waiting in the rears. I have a spear brother that's now free and a mighty horse. And I now have a Celtic slinger that's getting ready to be kind of activated. What am I shooting at here? I don't know what I'm shooting at. I think probably nothing too special. But yeah, my Naked Warrior is getting a nice charge against the Armored Legionnaires, getting a couple of kills straight off the bat, but they're eventually going to get hacked down by the Armored Legionnaires. So I'm going to pull back a Levy Freeman, get ready for like a second line kind of attack. He's really trying to get my Celtic Slingers. I don't know why he wants to kill them so bad. But yeah, he's going very hard for them. Celtic Warriors getting charged at by the Armored Legionnaires. I now have a Celtic Warrior and an Oathsworn free. At this point, I'm going to commit my Levy Freeman. I think I was charging into the General's Bodyguard. No, I wasn't. That's not true at all. I'm going to pull out my Mighty Horse at one point. I got a nice rear charge on these Veteran Legionnaires. Over on this flank, we do have a Celtic Slinger. And I think I was firing... Yeah, here we go. We got some very nice shots in this Triari from the flank. Over here, we got Levy Freeman charging into the Triari. And at this point, I'm going to commit my second line. So I've got Celtic Warriors charging into these Armored Legionnaires as well. We are managing to finish off this flank over here, though. Nice rear charge into the Veteran Legionnaires. And they're up against the Celtic Warriors. So How many kills so far? 16. Nothing special. Over here, Levi Freeman holding up a couple of Triari and Armored Legionnaires. Doing pretty well. Gonna get my Earthsworn into the flank of this Armored Legionnaire now. I think I did, yeah, here we go. So I managed to catch the enemy general with my Mighty Horse. And we're gonna absolutely slay this guy. We'll see if we can catch the death of the general. Where is he? No, he's not here. Maybe he's already gone. Either way, the general's dead now. This veteran legionnaire is actually managing to cut through my Celtic warrior, but it's going to be a little bit too late. Getting a nice rear charge with the Spear Brothers into these armored legionnaires. It's going to make them crack actually. My Celtic slinger is getting some very nice shots into the rear of these armored legionnaires and Triari. Yeah, down to 97 men and 48 men respectively. How is it? They're getting an XP Chevron. What are they killing? Yeah, they're killing Spear Brothers. I guess that's expected. I get a kind of awkward charge with my Mighty Horse against these Armored Legionnaires, but we're going to get a nice attack in the rear. Penalty applied to those guys. And it looks like they're going to start to crack at this point. This Veteran Legionnaire is actually destroying one of my Celtic Warriors just before the end of the match. Though my Celtic Warriors are going to start to get some very nice shots in here. As soon as that Veteran Legionnaire turns around... Oh no, he's being attacked in the rear at this point now. So Earthsworn picking up a lot of very easy kills in that last unit there. So Earthsworn doing pretty well. If I hold them in reserve, they usually do pretty well, I suppose. But the Armored Legionnaires and Veteran Legionnaires still getting amazing amounts of kills, as they would. Roman infantry is just so good, so cheap. Anyway, thanks Vito Fan for the game. This is Jujubear signing out. Peace.